Bags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification is lit like that. You guys will not miss out for any future updates, man. Let's get the mic in a good spot right around here. Sounds good. Let's get some people in here. Charging my phone one more time because I was listening to some, that motivational stuff early on in the day just to feel good of everything that's going on. Let's see if we can get this posted over here in the TG off the other laptop and get some people to share the live stream. And yeah, man, I'm excited. So we're gonna charge the phone for about another 30 minutes. I thought we'd get a stream in. And go from there. Get everybody in. Those who are here at the BTC conference, pull up, pull up, pull up. Let me know what's going on. Let me know if you're trying to link up. Let me know what's going on in the space. So we are live. Let's go to our restream page. Appreciate you guys pulling up. I know it's last minute. I was doing it off my phone, but it just wasn't working that good either, and I wasn't too sure. But we got to stream a little bit. But let's go over like what's going on with the market, right? Because it's pretty interesting. We can see like, hey, prices are holding kind of the same. Are we going to see a spike after this, meeting, or is it going to go up higher? Is JD Vance going to say something that, is going to ignite the crypto market? That's all stuff that none of us really know. Nobody knows all this stuff, right? The market's ever changing all the time. But this is what we want to see. We want to see if after this BTC conference, are people feeling bearish? Are people feeling bullish? You guys let me know down in the chat. How do you guys think it'll plan out as far as essentially, how this is going to feel for people? Is it going to feel more bullish? Is it going to, are people going to, I'm going to let you guys I'm going to let you guys know right now, a lot of those Bitcoin maxis, they can care less. They're not selling anything. Those guys are holding on to their bags 100%. So that's another thing about like getting, we get our news from the news, right? But to actually hear like how the people actually feel about this stuff, like you hear some people, they're never selling. They're doing the Sailor, the strategies play, right? So, super. I mean, so I'm really curious. So let's go over the prices. Let me know if you guys are here in Las Vegas. I'm still here for another 2 days. I mean, we got all day today, all day tomorrow, all day the 30th, and then I'm out of here. My feet are killing me. I'm ready to get back into full work mode. But this is part of it as well. Let me check my schedule. But yeah, we've been linking up with people. We've been having fun with people. Let me check my schedule for what time I got this meeting. Right from the Bitcoin app, which is super bullish. So at 1:40, 1:40 p.m. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we got a meeting right here. I mean, I already wrote them, so it should go pretty good. They started it off, so we'll go from there. If you guys are here in Vegas, if you guys got the Bitcoin conference app, if you guys, obviously registered or whatnot, and you got your tickets, let me know. You guys can send me a DM in there, and I think it's a great way to connect. You're able to use this after you get a ticket. I think just being able to use this app now from now on, and just being logged in, and where like I'm connected, like it's a huge tool. This is like some kind of alpha group, essentially coming off right off the app and everything. So let's see. Like, let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? You guys think that JD Vance is going to pump the markets? You guys think that the markets are not going to pump at all? And but let's start off right here. $108,000 Bitcoin, 108,724. We got ETH at 2,600, about to hit 2,700. BNB looking really good, up 5.2%. 687. Solana doing really good, and you can feel it right now. Just overall in the market, like people are on the sidelines. It's normal. And I encourage you guys that if you guys have a local event going on with cryptocurrency, if you guys have anything going on, it doesn't have to be something as, extravagant as, the world's largest, Bitcoin conference or something like that. But any kind of, like, from now on, I'm going to all local meetups about cryptocurrency. Like I don't need to really hang out with too many people, but I think once a week, I'm gonna detach, take a day off, and literally just go to a local meetup, snatch up some content, because it shows you a lot of times how the news is and because we're connected to crypto Twitter, X, that a lot of that stuff moves how we feel about the market. It can even, make you lose conviction on what's going on. And a lot of these people, they just want to, they're just here for the long run. They're doing the Michael Saylor thing. I think this is a different shift on the level of adoption. So we do have the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Let's pull that up really quick just so I can show you guys what's going on. I think a lot of these guys know what's going on with this as well. I don't think we're ever going to get them to sell their holding. So get as much BTC as you can now. Eventually, it's definitely going to run out. Some of these guys, they can care less. They've been buying and holding for a while. They're not going to sell it. I was listening to one interview, and he was like, "I'm just going to hodl," And those who have been hodling, those have been doing their thing. I mean, historically, they've been doing really well. They've been doing really, really well. So I do want to open this one up right here because it gives us an idea. Also, I do like the dark version that I usually look at, but this was the first one that I started using back in the day, and I do want to show it to you guys. It's fr.b in crypto, which is an interesting title for it. If you guys can share this link over there, share it in the main chat, I'd appreciate it for sure. But let's get to this right here. It's actually not how I want it to look. Okay. Let's go back. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Share the link. Share it on X. Pull up pretty strong. We're going to be leaving in about 30 minutes. I'm charging my phone one more time and just going to have it fully charged. I'm 3 hours early from like all that stuff. I know there's going to be some kind of line. There's going to be something, but this is Vegas. Most of the people, I didn't stay out too late last night. I wanted to do this stuff, like all the side quest stuff. I wanted to do this stuff today. This stuff was super important to be able to knock out and do, and just be on point with it. So let's see what we got. Okay. I mean, let's go to this one right here. Scroll this up. This is not the one that we usually use. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, my people? What's up? Out here, man, doing it how we're supposed to be doing. Let's zoom in on this really quick. This is what I want to talk to you guys about. We got one mouse and not the same screen, so it's a little bit. We're moving around a little like a noob, right? Like if it's our first time, we don't know what to do. But this is the Bitcoin rainbow chart, right? It has these distinctive colors of where exactly you want to buy, what's going on. Still cheap, accumulate. And right now, this one is saying where we're at right now. It's kind of into the orange, but I don't know if the other one's a little bit different. We're still a little bit lower actually, but I want to show you guys what's going on right now. So in the orange, FOMO intensifies. This and starting off, let's just start from the bottom. We got the blue is basically a fire sale. Baby blue green, we're talking about buy it. Accumulate. I've been saying that for a while. Still cheap at 75K. 104,000. You're in the HODL gang right now. You got the kind of orange, at 142,000. People saying, "Hey, is this the bubble? Is this what's going on?" Actually, I put it like this. I think this is how we got to see it. So, is this the bubble? Is the market over? Are we going to go a lot higher? But I think we hit this FOMO intensifies area. We're talking about. CZ and people like that saying that it's going to go all the way to 500,000 to $1 million, which is kind of wild when you think about it. But also, it's kind of that maximum bubble area, which is 361. So we're definitely not all the way there yet as far as price action is concerned. And we still got a lot more room to grow. We actually got a lot more room to grow. This is kind of what I want to look at right here when it comes to these areas right here. This Bitcoin slightly undervalued. Light blue, a very good BTC buying opportunity. Green, a good spot for accumulation, a Bitcoin position. Light green, Bitcoin can acquire for relatively cheap. You can just buy for the low. Yellow, investors should hold their Bitcoin, meaning that you're going to be getting tested, but you've already been buying. So, it's already proven that it's breaking into this zone. There's no point of thinking that this is the time to sell. Light orange, that is a balanced market right here in that orange, that normal Bitcoin orange where, I feel like Bitcoin's always going to hit as orange. Like no matter what, it is orange, right? So, and then we got right here, dark orange, that actual Bitcoin color. And we're talking about buyers are dominating the market. FOMO, fear of missing out, is building up. And then they're saying the red, Bitcoin is overbought. Traders should consider taking profits. So a lot of people hitting the sell button, a lot of people fading great projects, a lot of people fading even BTC. I know it's nobody here at this conference. I can tell you that these guys are not fading Bitcoin whatsoever, fam. They're not. They're locked in. And if you're here with me, lock in on your Feg token, lock in on your XPX, lock in on your favorite projects. The BTC community has been around since 2008. So that's why this community is unbreakable, unshakable, because they've already built it up for a long time. So, that's what we're working on doing, as far as like the gorillas, the Feg tokens, everybody in between is, building a community that's as resilient as BTC, that's as powerful as taking it all the way, right? So, pretty bullish if you guys ask me. Looking forward to, building this up a lot more. It shows you how early we are. I mean, XPX is definitely, like somebody just put right here, it's just a baby. I mean, I think all of us, even BTC is still just a baby, and goes to show that there's still a ton of room to grow as far as the Bitcoin rainbow chart and how bullish the market can be. I do feel like the markets are sitting on the sidelines. A lot of people are trying to see like what's going to actually happen from this BTC conference, right? And we'll see how that entirely plays out. Could be good, could be not that good, but we'll see, right? We'll see exactly what's going on. BTC right now, having a little bit of selling, a little bit, moving to the right on the daily chart. We start lowering the time frames, and we see where these things actually link up a little bit. Let's see if this lighting actually works right here. This lighting actually messes up the camera. So, all right. So, nonetheless, we are looking fantastic as far as normal price action, the way it's moving to the right. Lower time frames, if you look at the 4-hour chart, it literally shows you what's going on. That bounce on the 50, bounce on the 50, psyching people out, coming to the point of control. Look how many times people, buyers and sellers shake hand right here on this point of control, and then they just take it a lot higher. Bounce off the 50, bounce off the 50. Now, I'm curious to see how today will play out as far as the market breaking underneath the 50, if it does, or maybe it doesn't feel as bullish as everybody wanted JD Vance to be for how things were supposed to be, right? That's all going to be how the people perceive what's really going on. I'm going to let you guys know the Bitcoin maxis, they're going to buy more Bitcoin at all prices. They're going to hold it nonstop, and they're going to keep doing their thing. They're honestly going to keep pushing this thing and moving it in the right direction. There's still a lot to be built out. So short-term volatility, like always, yes. Bitcoin still holding above $100,000 to be exact, 108,000, 109,000. You're waking up, you're going to sleep. But when you see that consolidation around a certain price like that, like 109, we're going up to, 111. And then, now we've just been choppy in the zone right here, coming down to, 108, 106, coming all the way down to, 105, going back up to, 110, coming back down to 107, back up to 110, back to 108. We're in this price range now where, it's trying to find that sweet spot. Like, are we going to bounce all the way up? Are we going to find the next level? Are we going to break to the downside and go a little bit lower? Or, are these our new floor levels, right? Are we going to be holding right here? And on the higher time frames, we talked about that, right? We talked about how, essentially this could be doing one of these moves, coming on down, and really, if we follow the way it actually moves, it moves from this first breakout, coming up, back down, and then going back up, and seeing if it can just go a lot higher. Where breaking past that, for sure, 100, 120 is going to be one of those numbers that you're going to be wanting to look at Bitcoin to break past. Can it break past 120? I think it's programmed to do that. Even if JD Vance or whatever, just like, Feg tokens program, just like XPX's program. I think a lot of times people rob themselves of the moment, getting lost. Like, people suffer more in imagination than they do in real life. So, this expectation of this or expectation of that robs you from the overall generational wealth that is being built. That's what the Bitcoiners have found out. The Bitcoiners have been building generational wealth over a long period of time. And then you get people that come into TG and they want you to build them the same amount of generational wealth that the Bitcoiners have received in less than a year. It's like you got to be realistic, you know. There's a lot of stuff that can get you out there, you know, in those places super fast, and there's a lot of ways that you guys can lose everything really fast. So if you're finding a great project like Feg Token, XPX, a lot of the great projects that we mention up on these streams that come together and have a serious community, just trust the process, man. Uh, it's gonna consolidate. It's gonna dip, bro. It's gonna, you know, it's part of the motion. It's actually an opportunity every time that I think that if you have a really good project and a really good community, no matter what, you know, you've seen even in certain things like people come and go or whatever. But so long as you got a great community, look at like Shiba Inu. Even though Ryoshi left, people still respect Shiba Inu for whatever reason. They believe in Satoshi's dream or vision now, when it used to be Ryoshi's vision, and it's no longer Ryoshi's vision, right? It's somebody else's vision. But even though the team has changed, the community has stood there with Shiba Inu, supporting them through whatever they're building. Doesn't even matter, right? They're just going to support it. So I think if you have a really strong community that understands that, hey, you guys have the potential to build something out all the way, you know, a lot can be done. Honestly, a lot. And I think Bitcoin's a perfect example of that. Bitcoin didn't have no team. What they had was a community. And that's really the foundation of everything. It's like, you know, people want this overnight sensation, but did Bitcoin get its overnight sensation? No, they grinded for it. Like the Bitcoiners here, I can hear them. They've generated their wealth from what? From year in, year out. People were most likely fade Feg Token, fade XPX, or fade a great project and miss the opportunity of generational wealth because, you know, these guys are not even listening to Pump Fund. I can tell you that right now. I didn't even mention it sometimes because I can tell they could care less. The minute they were talking about Ethereum, like it was like they talked about Ethereum like it was like like it was possible rug. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep the topic on payments and XPX and keep it on Bitcoin with you guys because I can bring you guys in because we do Bitcoin payments and I can get your guys' attention. But if I took a left turn or veered off in anything, or you know, they didn't even call them meme coins; they just call it shit coins. That's all they were saying. Like, go to a Bitcoin conference, and I don't know, you might love the Bitcoiners, you might come back feeling all bummed out because how they feel about the DeFi space. But if you're man, if you keep a good vibe around yourself, honestly, that's just an opportunity for you to show them what this other side of the DeFi space is all about. So Bitcoin's looking good. I'm curious to see in a couple hours, JD Vance, does he pump the charts? Does he not have the power to pump the charts? Does he not have the pizzazz? I don't think the Bitcoiners really care. I think the Bitcoiners are there just to learn some more. I think the overall market will, the people there at the conferences, they're not going to touch the sell button. Now, everybody in the real world, or however the media portrays it, or you know, people who don't even know about what's going on, or they're not even here, they're probably trying to push their own agenda or whatnot like that. They're gonna say, "Oh, no, bit, you know, JD Vance didn't pump Bitcoin, and you know, Bitcoin comes back down to 100K, and everybody's like, oh, that's the top." It's like, you exactly. It's a good example of these people with like in the trenches compared to those who are regurgitating stuff that they hear on X. You know, there's a big difference from those who are what's going on. Hey Rico, what's the buzz like on XPX? You know what's awesome, Mr. Mo? That so long as I stood on payments and like Bitcoin payments and Bitcoin was good, but I'm telling you, they didn't even call it meme coins. They were calling them just pure shit coins. So, you know, my whole my mind shift has been where we have the potential to get these Bitcoiners in here. We have to do it strategically, and I think, and this is why we have XPX. You know, because XPX goes right back to the foundation of the Bitcoin paper of all things payments. That's what it was supposed to be anyway. So, you know, we are very very relevant when it comes to, you know, essentially for what's up, Hood Rat. So here for the cheese. We got the Hood Rat community pulling up. What's up, man? I like that little Stuart Little guy. But yeah, I mean, we have a huge potential when it comes to like, you know, talking to these people because they're serious investors. You know, they're serious about what Bitcoin's here to do. So I think today we're gonna hear some really good bullish things as far as Bitcoin. I'm just really curious to see how crypto Twitter or people that are not boots on the ground or whatever, you know, CNN or whatever, Fox News, I don't care which one it is, either left or right, whatever it might be, what kind of narratives they push because you know, a lot of times you can see that they're not in the mix, and these people in the mix, they're going to keep accumulating no matter what's going on. You can push whatever agenda you want. You know, you can be a fudder out there into space. You can soft fud if you want. You're only soft fudding yourself out of the most legendary opportunity ever to be. Like, if you literally want to quit your job one day, crypto is the way to do it. This is your .com moment. If you don't want to quit and you love your job, I mean, and you're fine, and you got, I mean, I'm in pain all the time, but you know, granted, I wasn't in a motorcycle accident. But if your body's that good and you don't feel no pain and you're okay with working at 80 and working at you know 70 something years old, and you know, and you still can jump around and do all that stuff, then more power to you. But this is our time to accumulate as much as we can our favorite assets and just keep working for the bags that are going to actually let us be free, and that's really what it comes down to. I'm going to keep grinding and working. I'm definitely not done doing a lot of work. I'm definitely nowhere near retirement. You know, there's a huge opportunity. I'll probably retire when I see Bitcoin at like and I wouldn't even stop doing what I'm doing. But I think Bitcoin at $1 million would have XPX and Feg token in every bag, you know, at a crazy level where there would just be a sensation in the market where this is where your staking rewards you can live off of forever, and you would never really have to, like, you wouldn't even hurt the chart, honestly, at that point. Like, you know, I think even seeing Feg token staking rewards are a lot high. Staking protocol is it's a lot higher right now, and even like XPX. But I believe there'll come a time where people can, you know, peel off of these staking rewards, and just literally eat off of them, right? Just and literally be good off of them. So let's go to Feg token. Speaking about Feg token, the room has got chilly because I was sweating. I got a suit, but man, I don't think I could wear the suit, fam. I don't think we could wear the suit. It's too hot here in Vegas, and I run on hot, you know, and I got to be walking, and man, you know, it's quite a bit. But let's start off right here with Feg token. Very bullish on these guys. We got some people, you know what, and I'm gonna call them out because I love these gorillas. But we got even people trying to, you know, the people try to fud, you know, Feg token, try to fud XPX. They really don't know, man. They honestly are giving away space in their brain to spend over a year, you know, talking negative. Like, you're just gonna always be a negative person. I can get you a Ferrari tomorrow, you're still gonna be miserable, you know. And there's happy people in the world and there's miserable people that, instead of them, you know, digging deep and working on themselves so they can help their families, they want to find the next person to blame. They want to say, oh, because they didn't do it like this or they didn't do it like that, and that's why, you know. No, it's because of you. It's not because of your girlfriend. It's not because of your boyfriend, or they don't understand the .com moment. No, you don't understand it. Then you're not explaining it right. You know, that's what it comes down to. Are you explaining it right? You know, ditch the suit, XPX t-shirt, and flip flops. Well, I got the dress pants on. They're super nice, but I mean that jacket was hot, Mr. Mo. That, and it's covering up the whole shirt. You know, it's like it's a whole different vibe. So, you know, now I got a suit. I do got my brother's wedding coming up, so maybe I'll save it for that. But I am rocking the pants. You know, we went. We didn't go all crazy. We didn't like, you know, spend a crazy amount of money. But I don't know if you guys got it here, but they got the Men's Warehouse. It's good. You know, they got nice suits with nice brands, and what's their slogan? I guarantee you're gonna like the way you look. So I think it's nice. These pants feel absolutely amazing. But yeah, there were people here in sandals. There were people here in flip flops and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not all that serious like that part stuff. It's just a bunch of crypto bros, right? Bitcoin bros. So I want you guys to come over here, give some support to this gorilla right here. Very, very important. What we got going on. Shout out to the gorillas. I mean, posting stuff. Shout out to all the efforts going on over here. You know, in Africa, I think this is very bullish for the whole, you know, the whole space, not just what we got going on, not just what we have going on right here with Feg token, but the whole SD protocol, right? The whole SD protocol is on some bullish uh, momentum right now. Let me get another tab open because I lost the chat For a second, I want to be able to read what you guys are saying. It's part of the fun, right? It's part of the fun connecting with you guys. Is reading the chat and all your guys' feet jokes that you guys got. I got some feet pics for Saphir that I'm gonna send. Yeah, but yeah, man. I think a lot of people like to put the blame on others. If you're out there saying this person, that project, my spouse, your spouse, man, that it's you, man. It's you. It is you. It is just you. It's not nobody else but you. Stop trying to blame this person. Stop trying to blame your girlfriend. Stop trying to blame your wife. Stop trying to blame your man. Stop trying to blame your boyfriend. Oh, they don't get it. No, you're not explaining it good. They got to understand this. This is something that you guys got to do. Otherwise, you guys are going to be feuding and fighting for the rest of your guys' life because retirement's not coming. Like it definitely is not. Like this is that moment that we get exponential money. I don't know. I know a lot of you guys are from across the pond, but retirement here in the United States looks like this. You retire and then you end up working at Walmart being a greeter at the door. You never actually retire. So I don't know if you guys do that over there like in the UK or if that's happening, in New Zealand or in my people over there in Finland, my Swedish people, my Finnish people. I'm not sure about you guys, but over here they got this whole idea that retirement means that you got to deal with teenagers that are not as respectable as before, and they're gonna disrespect you as the greeter at Walmart and stuff like that. That's not retirement. Like I want to retire. I'm talking about not the word like I'm gonna be and I'm gonna be tired again. No, I didn't. I'm not going all in on this stuff. So to start saying, can I check your receipt? Because there's so many people stealing from these stores that I'm a greeter. I'm riding under the guise that I'm a greeter, but really I'm here to check people's receipts on the way out and do some kind of like loss prevention for Walmart. As I'm 68 years old. Like what? Like that's not it. Tax you all your working life and then tax your pension too. Total scam. Exactly. Like no, I'm not doing that, bro. So, people can say this is not it. I mean, I really I need and the reason I'm breaking this down, I'm not trying to be harsh to anybody. This is just reality, right? Is that I'm making a clear distinction of one thing that I see and another thing that I want, right? Because I think that we can understand retirement, but I want to very clearly understand what type of retirement me and Mr. Mo are going to be having. What kind of retirement me and Rolandro are going to be having? Is it going to be a retirement that we're being loss prevention at Walmart? Because I don't want that. And then, here in the States, you're doing loss prevention at Target or whatever you might be doing it at. Then you come outside and you didn't realize they busted your window to your car. You're retired. Now you're working, greeting doors, trying to stop people from stealing, which is never going to stop, right? Because that's just not going to stop. They've allowed it too much. And obviously they're probably just going to keep allowing it. Why even worry about sales when they can just write it off, right? So they don't even have to worry about that. But they give you the grief, and then you go walk to your car and you didn't even realize that they busted your window. They went all through your car. Now you got to pay from your pension or whatever little check you're getting from your little Walmart check, and that's not retirement. I can see it, man, and that it honestly breaks my heart. Like um, when it comes to how that stuff works out. So, man, I think this is the moment for us to lock in. Find a great project, whether it's your XPX, whether it's your Feg token. But look at the Bitcoiners. I mean, the Bitcoiners really showed me a lot. They've been around since 2008. These guys, a lot of them since 2009, 2010. Maybe they got in 2013. Maybe they're 2015. But a lot of them have been here holding it down for a while for Bitcoin. And people get into, Feg token or they get into this. And yeah, Feg token over 4 years, but it hasn't done the work as everybody like Bitcoin has done. So these things actually do take time. They actually do take time to generate wealth. A lot of people that have hit on these meme coins, they got to go right back to being a degen, because they bought a couple cars that they couldn't really afford. They you know, overextended themselves. I think I need to put a little bit more hairspray in. Seeing this, I got worried about my hair. We got to tap this down. We're doing our best, but I want us all to just be completely free, man. I know it's going to take with a lot of work, but what's nice is that you guys can count on a guy, you guys can count on a team that I'm going to keep working for the goal of the real retirement, fam. I mean, the really exit strategy of just like, people ask like what's your exit strategy? And like most people are like, "Oh, I want to retire." It's like, "Are you going to be working at Walmart though?" Like that's not the retirement I want. I want the retirement that even the cells that people use from their staking rewards of XPX don't even bother the chart because we've pumped up so hard and we're already sustainable where it doesn't even matter. You know the type of sales that happen on Bitcoin on a daily and they can still hold $108,000. People are eating off of that. They're living off of that. They're here today. It doesn't hurt them, right? So that's what we're building. It takes time. It does take a lot of time, but I think it's worth it. What the trade off is. So, like I said, GIFEC token to follow. They're cruising right now at $10.2 million market cap, looking very strong. Come over here, give XPX a follow as well. Our staking's going up, man. 75.2, very nice, very very healthy. We got some networking to do, some more connections to make. I mean, I would just keep positioning yourselves. Go tell a friend if you're positioned. Don't worry about getting more. Just go tell somebody about XPX. Just say, hey, these guys are building it out. They're working nonstop. They're going to be building out this next phase of the business accounts and stuff. So, I'm here to keep building, to not make it just about XPX, but also make it about other businesses, to make it about individuals and how they can operate using the XPX ecosystem. And that's why we're going to continue to grow, XPX Pay, the company as well, because that's how we make this thing sustainable. And I'm actually very proud of this community, of what we've achieved and what we've done so far. If anybody can't get it or somebody next to you, I don't know, just stay locked in. Don't make excuses. Don't stop. Just keep going and keep pushing because there's a reason why we've done over six figures in paid orders. And I talked to another card issuer here, and they've done $2 million in paid orders in over 2 years. They were going on their third year. So the fact that we can get to six figures in under 10 months because the pay portal wasn't live right away, it's clear indication that we have ourselves a gem, okay? And that this gem has what it takes to really get there, and that we're actually in the right business because they were just saying how it just keeps scaling up. And that's exactly what's been happening. It's just been scaling up nonstop. The chart and the company are two different things. What's nice is just like the asset backing, eventually that chart and company, like Amazon, right? You guys remember Amazon? I'm sure you guys heard of them. Go watch the video of when he's talking about, how the chart, how the stock and the company are two different things, and how eventually that stock price came up to match what the company is, right? But, he was like, I was reading the paper, I was hearing people in the news, like he was getting fudded, right? People were fudding him. Oh, that the stock price is down. But when he looked at the back end and everything that was being built, everything was going up. Our merch store is already turning a profit. People are ordering merch. Like go to our merch store, man. Go get a piece of this. I want you guys to actually feel a part of this, not just to get the merch store so that it's successful. Like no, like be a part of XPX. Like get a shirt, be a part of this moment. Who knows? You could be like, man, I remember when they first launched that. I remember when they first started, and now look at where they're at. So just get a piece of history is what I'm telling you guys right now because, the merch store is already turning a profit. We've already been doing that on the pay portal, and the rest is going to follow. The chart's going to follow. The adoption of smart DeFi is going to follow. If I can make it happen for everybody tomorrow, I would. I would park a Lambo in front of your driveway and I make it happen. And I'd be like, man, hopefully you have enough staked up on XPX. And if you don't, then I'd be like, here goes your Walmart name tag. I'm joking. I'm joking. We got to get some jokes in. So, look, I love that everybody pulled up. I know this is kind of smart DeFi and XPX, but honestly, that's who's here at this conference is XPX. And launching on smart DeFi has allowed us to really look good in this space and everything that we're doing. So, just got a notification. No outside drinks, no vapes. Okay, we know that. No, none of this. JD Vance, keynote. Okay. So, since we're getting the notifications going out, it's about 2 hours from now. I'm going to go get some coffee, fam. XPX community, if you're listening up, if you're positioned, don't worry about it. But go into space, walk somebody through to either get a card, or maybe your neighbor, or your friend at work, and walk them through to get a XPX Visa card, or walk them through to get a bag of XPX. Or maybe you have a friend that owns a business, and they want to accept crypto. Like, have them DM me, like, help me help them by getting them marketing on whatever they're doing. I don't care if they're selling merch too. I don't care if they're selling clothes. I don't care if they're selling carrots. I don't care if they're selling potatoes. Maybe they want to be able to sell potatoes and receive cryptocurrency, and either experience crypto or off ramp it and not have to deal with the volatility. One way or another, there's a shift happening, and XPX is part of the shift. We are 100% part of the future, and we're helping build the future. And that's what I always wanted for not just the team, but really the community that this was attracted to. And we got the right people. So I'm about to get out of here. Felt my nerves just kick up a little bit, which is nice. Yes, everybody gets nervous. It's good to feel that little, that those butterflies in your stomach, and seeing that message, and the vice president going to be here. I mean, this is crazy to think about. So I appreciate having everybody's support. We'll build off of this, the experience, a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing. And XPX, if you're listening, let's start making some posts about off ramping their BTC. We want to attract some of these Bitcoin whales. A lot of these guys that are already set for life. They're still trying to figure out the killer app. That was one of their talks. They're waiting for the killer app. And I think the killer app will always be something to do with payments, allowing people to off ramp and use their cryptocurrency. So I'm going to go out there, man. I'm not going to wear that suit. It's way too hot. Maybe I'll save it for my bro's wedding. But we're dressed to the nines as far as, the XPX merch, some nice pants, and of course some Air Force Ones. With actually, they got purple in them as well, man. I was like, I've been so attracted to the purple now. So gonna go get that coffee and a blueberry muffin most likely, and get that limp on all the way to that conference, and try to get a good seat for you guys. Phone's fully charged. So you guys have a great day. Do the rating that you guys can. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'm probably going to be away from this for the most part. I'll stream from my phone. I'll be away from the TG. But yeah, should be some posts coming from the FEG account. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And looking forward to talking to you guys later on. Thank you guys for all the support. It's a lot of fun being here and doing this. I actually live in Vegas, so it was actually even more affordable. I can only imagine for the people, flying in, but, being a project that is locally here in Vegas, and to be able to experience this at these price levels, and how affordable it was for us, we would have been at a whole different budget if we would have been living just even at a different state, let alone, a different country. So the fact that, the biggest Bitcoin conference is here, boots on the ground with XPX in Las Vegas, where I live, is absolutely amazing. And that's why we're here right now. It just makes sense. This thing landed on our lap, and we're taking it for a ride now. So I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a fantastic day, and looking forward to tapping in with you guys later, man. Much love.